I got it. It's Zena, your best friend who loves horror. Guys, today I would love to talk to you about the top deaths that take place in gyms, because why not? The first one I like to talk about
Okay.
The first one I'd like to start off with is American Horror Story 1984, and they kind of write like a love letter to Friday the 13th and Halloween, like the classic cult slasher era. And you know what? I'm all here for it. I know there's a lot of people where they're not fans of American Horror Story, but guess what? I am. That's why I'm talking about it. So I only talk about what I love, and what I love is what we talk about.
Okay.
I've always thought that the creator, writer, and producer, Ryan Murphy, that he was inspired by the 1985 film Perfect, starring Jamie Lee Curtis and John Travolta. It's important to stay hydrated. So there's a lot to love with American Horror Story 1984. There's 80 trends in fashion, familiar faces from previous seasons, creepy cabins, dark woods, serial killers with cool names, decapitations, leopard print, tiny shorts, and plenty of creative, gory deaths. Am I the only one that misses aerobics horror movies? Like, this is like the purpose of this video. I feel like this is what we all need in our lives. We need it. We need it. So the next one on the list I'd like to talk about is A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, 1988. So there's actually two workouts that take place in this movie, but I'd love to talk about Debbie's workout. Debbie loves to work out, but she hates roaches. And she quickly learns that Freddy will not spot her. I remember watching this one as a kid, and the sound of her elbows ripping apart stayed in my ear holes, stayed in my heart, stayed in my life for a very, very long time. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Seriously though, I really love A Nightmare on Elm Street 4. It's actually my favorite of the series, so I'm just happy just to finally talk about it. Moving on to number 3, we're going to be talking about Tyler McIntyre's comedy horror, Tragedy Girls from 2017. So for those of you who don't know, this movie is a twist to the slasher genre. I feel like the best way to describe this movie is it's Heathers meets Scream. So the gym scene in this movie, it involves a local fireman named Big Al, and he's played by Craig Robinson. I have a major appreciation when it comes to practical effects, especially when it's so gory. Like, the gorier, the better. I highly recommend checking out this movie if you have not watched it. Number 4, we're going to be talking about Deathspot 1989. Are you ready for a killer workout? Are you ready to sweat blood? What was that? Who works out like that? Who? So there's a popular Los Angeles health club that's owned by a man, but unfortunately his wife kills herself, and then she decides to possess the entire club. Can you imagine, you know, just trying to have a nice time at the gym, okay? And then you decide after your workout, I'm gonna go take a shower, and then you're getting attacked in the shower? Like, what? What is this? But it's not what you think. It's not like, oh no, like the hot water is spraying on me. Ah, it burned. No, not like that. It's the tiles. She's in the tiles. She's like just there's like tiles being thrown at this woman's face and her body. She's everywhere in the club. She's even in the dumbbells. Like, the deaths in this movie, it is very creative, and I love it so much. It's very practical. As cheesy as this movie is, I really think that you should just check it out because it's entertaining and it's fun. It's a good time. And, you know, especially the reason, like, why this wife, you know, she killed herself and she just possessed the whole club. It's just, like, ridiculous. It's like, girl, what? That's why you're doing this? She could, like, possess people. So it's just like, I don't know. Why don't you possess your husband? Like, what? Like, take it out on him. I don't know. And finally, guys, we made it to number 5. So we are going to end off by talking about Final Destination 3 from 2006. So this series has so much blood and guts. Know that Final Destination 5, it has a gym scene too, but this one for part 3, it really just like shocked me that it happened. It was just so over the top, you know, what happened to the arrogant football player, and it's just like he was just speaking so highly of himself and life, and you know, and that he's not going anywhere, and then next thing you know, it's just like, whoa, Sloppy Joe. It's like that's what his head became, a Sloppy Joe sandwich minus the buns.
Yeah, boy.
I really do love this series. I feel like it is very underrated, and even though there are some silly things that, you know, happen, you know, throughout the series, I still feel that it is one of the creepiest, especially with death and everything. Death will always come to those who's next, you know, like the Grim Reaper type of stuff. That always like creeped me out. All right guys, so that's my list of death scenes that take place in gyms. I'm interested in knowing some of your favorite death scenes that take place in gyms. Feel free to comment below, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. You like my kitty ears, by the way? They're like kitty flower ears. I feel like cute. So all right, see you guys next time. Like, this is like the purpose of this video. I feel like this is what we all need in our lives. We need it. We need it.